okay, you gave me this joke earlier, and I thought I didn't get it because I was driving. I may just be dumb. I'm afraid to say I might just be dumb. I have no idea what that means. Like, yeah, what's a Jet 2? What is a Jet 2? I'm lost. I'm so scared. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'm dumb. I'm really dumb. I'm confused. Drop it. But good evening, folks. The music is on. We're here with PPRL once again, and it is coming up time for the Sunset 400. It's me, Kuro, in the announcing seat once again this evening. We have about 23 minutes left in the practice and qualifying system. Currently, Aim Higher and Punisher are the only ones with times in. Aim Higher with a 45.109 and Punisher with a 46.157. From what we've seen in previous rounds, those times will start to fall as we get into the last minutes of the qualifying session, and we'll tighten up the field. So I hope you're excited for a fun night of racing under the lights. I hope everyone's doing good. I am finishing up a little bit of setup work here. We are trying to fix some things that I broke when I reset my computer, because I'm smart and professional. Let's see. And tonight we are actually streaming in support of a charitable cause. The PPRL NASCAR League extends its support to the Share the Mule initiative. There is a link in the description of the video if you're watching on YouTube. And if you are over here on Twitch, I, of course, do not have the link at hand. Give me 1 second, let me fix that. I did do everything right? Alright, yeah, YouTube Live. Grab that link. Feel free to check out the site, look into the initiative, and consider donating to help fight hunger around the world. Now, especially, is a critical time for many people that are out there. And we are getting more times in. Chaotic Calf is able to put in a 45.515, about 4/10 off of Aim Higher. That's working now. Oh my god, I am suffering. I had some like super spicy food for dinner. It was really good. I'm like not upset at myself at all, but goddamn. All right, let's see this is gonna play nice with me. There we go. OBS. It's Ox. Media. Oh, it's like over there. I have control. And we are starting to collect up our POVs for tonight's race. Hopefully the network plays a little bit nicer. See, have that under control. This needs to be EA4. Yeah, DA4 Games goes to the right channel. I'm trying to figure out how I would want to control some of these. This is me very much being in dirty mode as we get this underway, and we have had a flip of the current pole sitter for the race. RDR Silver is able to put in a 45.080, getting himself above aim higher in the qualifying times. Boss Race Pro puts in a 45.164, and Frosted gets in a 7.24. Punisher currently sitting out at the back with that 146. We're getting down to the final 15 minutes of the race. I have the ones that matter most. I need knob, waste meter.
They came from Brazil.
Input strip 4. I had questions of where the race is going to be streamed, so let me go and make sure I get these things shared. Hello, viewers here on Twitch. Hope you're doing well. We're getting these last second provisions taken care of. And please, if you're gonna watch the race, be sure I can't say words. Be sure to like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Be sure to also follow me on YouTube. Why did the thumbnail not change? Why did my thumbnail not change? PPRL open. It's bigger than 2 megs. What did I do? What did I do? I did something wrong. Why is that JPEG so big? Download. JPEG 19. Current page, email file size. Let's try that again. Let's replace that. Why does it sound like it's maybe? Let's fix this. There we go. Now we have the right thumbnail. Gain strip 0 gain. Give me negative infinity. Infinity 0. Why is my shit broken? No. Oh, I have to write it. Oh, that's dumb. All right, I think we're cool. Yo, I'm here. Yeah, give me 1 second. And we're gonna do a quick BRB, y'all. Saying Twitch be spamming ads now. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. All right, we'll be back in a moment. Hello, and we're back. We are getting the final times in. We're looking at times within a few thousandths of a second. The front Smokey has a 45056. Boss Race Pro is at a 45077, and Aim Higher is at a 45109. as these times come in, it's time to talk a little bit about our track tonight. We are at Sunset Peninsula, which is a created track for Forza Motorsport, but is a very interesting oval track. All three of the corners on this super speedway are different and require the drivers to make a number of active decisions as they navigate this course. It is going to be a lot of pack racing once again, as we are going to be hitting some very high speeds around this oval, but the drivers having to navigate the various challenges of each of these corners provides is going to really separate out the levels of skills of this field. Previously, we have done a bit of a pit lane start where we'll have a formation lap, allow the drivers to drop in, select a fresh set of tires, and then start rolling once again. But what we are going to do today is just hit it off the jump, forcing everyone to start the race on a medium strategy. That is a function of being on a single fixed setup for the race. And it's 2 minutes remaining as a few drivers put in their final qualifying attempts. The red gamer appears to be looking to put a time in. Excuse me, I was wrong. The red gamer is just working through a few more practice laps. Number of drivers not putting in qualifying times today. And we have a near full field along with a pace car and myself. And as we work through these last minutes, please don't forget to look into tonight's charitable cause. Share the Meal. Share the Meal is a UN food initiative to help fight hunger around the world. Please consider looking into it, download the app, and look into making a donation to the cause. We're down into the final seconds. The top 16 drivers have all put in times. UDP Drift is the first excuse me, I said that wrong. Formerly, Smokey was leading the field with a 45.056. The times have cracked down into the 44s, with UDP Drift putting in a 4.4870, RDR Silver with a 4.4893. Sci Guy Shot, which appears to be a new driver here, has put in a 4.4934, putting him in the third position. XMS Dragon 4.4969, and the Duke, one of our repeat highly competitive drivers, at a 44.990, followed by Ghost Reaper with a 44.995. And that is the time clicking down, and this will be our order. Leading up our field will be Drift, Silver, Shy Guy Shot, Dragon, the Duke, Ghost Reaper, Smokey, Boss Racer, Black, Aim Higher, Culture, JDM Culture, Uncle Palpy, Royalty Stone. I want to call him Royalty. Waterfire, LeBron, Frosted, and Chaotic Cap are going to be our lead drivers for the evening. We're complaining about Richard Childress, and I have many thoughts on Richard Childress. I'm gonna keep them to myself for this evening. As a proud North Carolinian, I have many thoughts on Richard Childress. And we are about to get rolling here in just a moment. Oh, excuse me. This is going to be a false start. We're going to back out of this race in order to set up properly. So it's just going to be a few minutes while we get our grid set up. It's going to be 164 laps of Sunset Peninsula this evening to get us to the Sunset 400. We're going to be taking a 5-minute break before the race gets underway, and I am also going to take advantage of that. So we are going to have a short 5-minute break before we get underway for the race this evening. So hope to see you back here in just a few. And we are back. It'll just be a few moments as the drivers finish reading up. As we get everything underway, it'll be starting straight from when the countdown finishes, and we'll be underway. It's going to be an interesting fight for a number of these drivers. A number of drivers are starting out of position according to their pace that we've seen them put down throughout this season. Hey, what's up? It's called skills. And we're getting ready to get underway in just a moment. There is a starting error. There's a starting error here. There's a starting error. So instead of doing, we're going to be doing a pace lap and taking pit road. Yeah, this lobby has absolutely broken. There's some technical difficulties on this one. We're getting ready to go up in just a moment. All right, we got a few more corrections that we're trying to work through. We're trying to get everyone aligned properly and get this working once again. There is one of our routine drivers, Hockey, is having some difficulties getting their car running, so they're unfortunately gonna have to back out, and we're gonna have a substitute driver step in. Savage, yo, are you going to be able to broadcast? Ellie, ooh, yes, 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 yes. Did that sub get to you? Did you drop a sub? Let me check. Let me check. Let me check. Sorry, I don't have all my notifications, or I have my notifications. I just didn't notice it come through. It did, Adam. Thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate it very much. Welcome in. Hope you enjoy the emotes. A lot more coming next week. Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so we're getting ready to get underway here. The countdown is on. We have 3 seconds until we get started, and we have the ability to set the grid this time. So we are going to be getting underway in the next few minutes. As we get ready to get started, we have perspectives up for right now. Our perspectives on board are Back in Black, Red Gamer, Drift, which is UDP Drift, and Dragon. We also have Ghost Reaper up as an alternate, so we will be pulling for them as the race goes on. And as we've been saying earlier today, today's stream is in support of the UNN Food Initiative of Share the Meal. Please consider checking the link out in the YouTube description below, as well as, actually, I'm going to pin that to the chat. If I had the right link in hand. But the link will be pinned in the Twitch chat as well. Yeah, there have been a number of connection issues around Forza that's been going on today. All right, I'll work on that logo. We'll do a bit more adjustment on that a bit later once I can get the spectating view to come up. The the beautiful work for the game that's built from the ground up. So we have some difficulties. So we're gonna have to reset the grid. We're gonna have to reset the grid and back out once again. And we're gonna take a moment once again. Built by Lego kids. Legos connect together and work properly when you put them together, so I wouldn't even put Lego on it. My respect to all the people that are still there at T10. Keep up the hard work. Let's make this game better, please. Have a few people that we're waiting on getting ready. Once they're ready, we'll be getting in here. So the plan is changing right now in order to change over to run formation laps so that we can put the cars in order. We're right now waiting for one of the drivers to get ready. We're going to call the order as we get everyone together. And we're going to slow roll as we get the field in order. We're going to follow along with our pace car. Yeah, a number of people. And yeah, I can confirm most of the drivers did have softs as they got started, and a bunch of people picked up damage immediately. And as we start getting the field together, we'll run down the order. As we go down the field, we have number 44 in the UDP Drift Car, UP Racing, brought to you by STP. Silver in the 68 Logitech Ford Mustang. Number 57 in shot. Drift has control as we pull ourselves around.
Green, green, green.
There's going to be a momentary delay as we're green and Drift hits the throttle and pulls away. As we get started, they spread out in the back. We have 3 wide down the front straight. 3 wide in 2 ranks. People are running and trying to find a space to differentiate themselves going in here. And speaking a little too soon, taking advantage of the wide lanes here at Sunset. Folks are looking to find as many grooves as they can as we complete the first tour around the track. It's a 9-car star rolling down the front straight and into turn 1. And everyone makes it through clean, but Nebo. Frosted, unfortunately, it looks like he had the worst of it and ended up falling all the way back. Frosted having a load of damage and trying to nurse that car back into the pits. But as we are still under the green, flag, we're not going to be having any pit stops for a little bit. Until lap 12, green, there will be no cautions. Drift is looking for a lane, and there's some weaving going on in the second rows as they go 4 wide in through turn 2. The arrow wash taking a lot of drivers along the way. Drafting is beginning to be a problem in some of the banking here. Second row 3 wide coming down the front straight. And aim higher. Looks like he's looking at the inside line to get around. And Drift has fallen back from his high position and in traffic, trying to navigate his way through. And it looks like there's another damaged car way in the backfield. Frosted is deep in the field. It is closer to 4 or 5 wide. It is a pack of cars. Looks like someone's sideways. And Ghost Reaper is high and in the wall, losing speed quickly. And there's a slow driver down the inside. Frost is recovering, but it looks like it is... Can't quite find the exact drivers that are suffering right now. So it's the 19. So it's Black, Shy Guy, and it appears to be Nebo. all with massive damage and having to fall back through the order, but we're gonna have to go back up in the field. UDP Drift has found himself into the fight now. A number of cars on the inside apron trying to make their way to the pit lane. It appears that it is Uncle Palpy and Frosted that are still making their ways back to the pits. Frosted, having previously just got out of an incident himself, finds himself having to go back in, unfortunately going multiple laps down. Number of drivers down on the apron trying to find room to race. These cars that are down in the field are going to have to start looking, try to find some partners to get themselves back around here faster. Sucks that I wasn't able. Yeah, better luck next time. Hope to see you back out here, Hockey. Parton had to do a little bit of admin work. PRG Black ending all of the early race chaos, almost 2 laps down, but finds himself back out on the field. Aim Higher gets into the back of what I believe is Dragon. And this 5 car up at the front of the field is fighting their way around as Dragon leads them down into lap 10. Only one more lap to go before cautions can come out. A bit of aggressive fighting for position in the opening rounds has sent a number of drivers falling back through the field. 2 solid packs are forming up at the front, and the string of cars that have found themselves broken out are slowly starting to amass into their own groups to try to claw their way back up from their previous incidents. And 5 cars lead us around. Ghost Reaper rotates up to the front. Ghost Reaper leads Aim Higher. Aim Higher Dragon 3 wide in the second row, followed by the Duke. And I may have had this identified incorrectly because it looks like there are some lap cars in this front group. And there is Fluffball. Fluff, one of the fastest drivers here, has found himself a lap down due to incidents, but his pace has locked him in with the front group of the field. But that is just only solidifying his lap down position. The best he can hope for right now is to take advantage of that earlier stop that he had to make due to the damage in order to try to claw back position if a green flag stop were to come out, or if a caution does occur now that we have gotten past the green flag period. Hopefully continue to go, just take advantage of it and pull a lap back during the caution. And looking back at our second group, we have UDP Drift. UDP Drift following up in the second pack. That is... Excuse me, Drift is at the tail end of the front group. The front group is sort of in two separated blobs that are trying to combine to one another, followed up by the 8, 9, 10 group of Culture Dawson and Boss Racer. Then further down, the third, fourth pack, depending on how you want to categorize that front group. And these back cars that are strung out. But Water, Smoke, Drift, and Boss find themselves juggling to try to lock into a leapfrogging line to close up on those front cars. But those front cars are self-sustaining their own pace despite jostling for position up there. Everyone fishing for side draft and for draft and side draft as much as they can to pull that pace around this track. The gap is stubbornly staying at just a bit more than 0.8 of a second. But the packs are staying tight on one another. Any incident that occurs will cause these two groups to come together, and we're just down through nearly 10 cars fighting for overall lead of this race. Up at the front, Aim Higher pulls into the second lane, locking down their position. LeBron is in the sights of the lead pack of cars, likely going to be one of the first cars in overall track position to end up getting a further lap down. Duke gets a big run and finds himself at the lead of the third pack on the field. Drivers looking to try to find their way around here right now. And it is a good long racing session that we've hit so far, hitting the stride, all these drivers hitting their stride as they pull through. Waterfire keeping time for the second group of cars here, trying to work as a team to pull themselves up and through. Thank you for the follow, Adam. I really appreciate that you subscribed before you followed. Why am I not able to the 4-car group of Water, UDP, Duke, and a back marker are currently unable to close that gap up, and the gap just continues to grow, going from 1.5 to 1.9. And this front group just continues to motor away. A number of about 2 of the cars that were involved in that group have seemed to break off and are slowly about to be consumed into the following group. Wide path here is giving folks plenty of room in order to work their way around with and pick their lanes without causing any issues so far. And as we get around to lap 25, a number of these drivers are going to start looking at their fuel loads as we start off on a singular load. Everyone should be at about the same levels except for anyone that was forced to take a pit due to damage. Royalty apparently had a moment of being in the wall, but everyone is still rolling, so it is a low chance that we'll end up taking a caution. Fuel is looking like it is going to be the critical point here that drives these drivers to make their first pit stop. But checking down on a number of these backmarker cars, do not look like they've taken fuel. Someone apparently was grabbed by the wall, but did get away without any damage, so the race will stay green for now. So what appears to have happened is Ghost Reaper got picked up by the wall and has been dragged out of that lead group and has found himself in no man's land between that lead group and Smokey. Dawson is in the midst of a thick pack of cars that's at the rear of the main formation that we've seen. Cars that have been leading these packs are getting down to fumes in their tanks, getting down to the last 3 and 4 laps. Number of drivers looking for partners in order to hit the pits and try not to lose their drafting partner in order to be able to keep good pace once they get back out there. It looks like Dragon is just up ahead. Excuse me. It looks like Ghost Reaper is just up ahead of this group. Reaper is going to keep up his pace, but as the drafting pack closes in on him, he is just going to be consumed by the group. But all of these cars are going to be hitting the pits very soon. Chaotic Calf is the first one to pull the trigger. Calf is in the pits right now. We'll see where he comes down out on the order. The lead group has gone in. Boss stays out. Yes, Boss stays out. Sorry, the shift got me. Boss stays out, but it is one more lap of very few. Boss, Dawson, Culture, Wes, and Smoke now leading the field around. Likely are going to be the next set of cars to go into the pits. Now we have a number of people exiting the pits. Undercut apparently the expected best strategy here, so folks that are in early are going to have the advantage. Let's see what the cars that have just come out have decided to take. It looks like we have a full load of fuel, and from my best estimate, most of these people appear to have continued to run on soft tires. Dawson now leads. Pit load is closing. There was an incident. The safety car is out. We are under safety. We're under safety. Lead is leaders are on the back stretch as we get ready to go under caution. One of the driver's controllers apparently disconnected. And our safety car is bringing their way up to the front of the field to bring us around. It appears that we had a big crash, a major incident. The number of cars that were very close to having to make their pit stop. It appears like Benz was unlucky. Fluffball. Wes is also broken down very badly. And Higher, who was in the pits at the time the incident has been released, will be making their way around. And we're getting things under control. Lead cars are now pitting this time around. And lap cars are being released in order to get their lap back. And we're getting these last few cars that are recovering from damage. It is Boss Racer that is right behind Savage currently. The backfield is pulling themselves back together. Pits are now open for the lap cars. They'll be diving in. We'll see who decides to take what for the order. Number of those lead cars looking like they were going for a fake. And a few drivers are finishing their time around. There's one driver that appears to be out of position. Uncle Palpy is fresh out the pits and making their way around, trying to catch up. The pace car is pulling off. We'll be doing one more time around. Field is doubling back up as Boss gets ready to lead us around. No cautions will be available until lap 47 this time. Boss calls green and we'll be underway in just a second.
Bottom line was asleep.
Boss gets into the throttle and pulls down the main stretch, pulling his way to the outside. The drivers decide it's a good time to go on and go 4 wide immediately. And someone looks like they got into the wall. 4 wide once again into turn 1, and it looks like LeBron's the loser and ends up being shot up to the high wall, getting glued to the outside and slung down the order. The back of the pack is stretching out once again, while up at the front, Waterfire finds himself at the lead, followed up closely by Dragon, Dawson, and then Drift. Looks like Chaotic Calf is looking to make some moves to try to navigate his way up through the field. We're going to bring you the Chaotic Calf on board, currently at the P7 position. Drift has found his way, diving up to the lead of the field. Ghost Reaper fighting for a little bit of room to knock Waterfire out of the way. And unfortunately, Shy Guy, it looks like he's had a disconnect. The lead group is getting squirrely, swerving side by side. No one able to really hold on to a lane. Arrow Wash moving these cars around as they bank through the corners at nearly 200 miles an hour. And the 26 is on the back bumper of the 44, pushing to give himself a little bit of room. 44 finds himself on the 26 finds himself on the outside going into T1, getting back down into the P3 position right behind the 79. Culture in the 26 Red Bull Mustang, trying to find his way around Drift in the 44 Camry. As we pull back on the streets, the lead 3 shuffle out. Culture finds himself up to the front. The number 12 is looking like he's trying to make a move, but Culture dives down to the inside to cover the inside line, but does not get low enough. Aim Higher pulls to the front. Aim Higher gets through. Higher takes up the lead of the race, but Culture is not going to let that stand. Culture pulls down to the inside line as they get into turn 2. Into and the lead pack is massive once again. All the cars down through apparently P10, very close together. As we get down to the straight, it looks like some folks are going to be looking to make a run up the inside, but folks are looking to be a little hesitant to bring it 3 wide once again. Drift takes the lead into T1. The 35 is looking for some space, as well as the 12. Aim Higher trying to see if he can find some room to get through. 3-4 wide. It looks like Culture has a moment of getting into the wall, losing a little bit of pace, but staying in the group. Three wide is the minimum that we're seeing coming through here right now. You all with my ass in the initial pace lap. Culture ends up getting lost down the field and finds himself at the back end of that big front group. Too wide going down the front straight. We'll see if they decide to try to fan it out once again into the first corner. Three wide on the second row. Culture starts pulling down low, tight onto. Can't even read the numbers, unfortunately. Three wide once again, leading up into the first corner. You see me coming out of the first corner. I'm sorry, Adam. I don't think the redeems are working on this channel. I will have to try to get this working. I got to do a little bit of work to repair some stuff. I'm sorry. I'll have to refund you for that. Cap ends up going high and getting the number 11 down onto his doors. As that group starts to spread out, we end up with a second distinct group, but the first is still heavily packed. First 9 cars all within less than 1/10 of a second of each other. Oh, and someone goes very wide. It wasn't Water, not Culture. Yeah, sorry, I can't quite get a read on who it was that got slung all the way to the top line and fell off. Dragon and Dawson find themselves rolling back into the lead of the group. Outside line playing it very close with the wall. And we've cleared lap 47. Cautions are now back on the table once again. And we're 3 wide through 1. Chaotic. And someone has picked up damage. We're going to be going under caution. We're racing to the line currently. Safety car is out and exiting the pits currently. And as we end back under caution, our order settles back into Dragon, Dawson, Higher, Culture, and we are trying to get the field. Well, the field has been brought together and under control, and it looks like it was drift that was into the wall, and that had picked up the damage. Drift has pitted and repaired. Now we'll be seeing who decides to go into the pits and tries to maximize the positions they can gain. A lot of the lead cars look like they're trying to go into the pits. Most of the field decides to go in. Drift appears to be the only one staying out. Drift is going to end up having to give that space back otherwise. Black and Frosted are finally getting those laps back that they lost early on in the race. And our lead order, once we return to service, Dawson, Dragon, Higher. Dawson will be the lead once Drift returns to the end of the lead lap cars. And as that happens, Black and Frosted dive into the pits themselves. Some miscommunication with drivers as we go by. Dawson running a full load of fuel and fresh tires, as is Dragon. 51 laps. We're closing in just a little over a third. And as we were completing this this lap, I'd like to give another special thanks to tonight's sponsor. We're streaming in support of Share the Meal, the UN Food Initiative. Please consider checking out the link pinned in the chat and in the description below on YouTube. Please look into the initiative, consider downloading the app and making a donation. Now, as we get around here once again, it is going to be Dawson that will lead us to green. Just FYI, Drift, you're going to basically be at the back of the field behind Nebo. Nebo apparently giving himself 100% engine damage due to a very, very poor shift. Dawson waits to the last minute to take us green. Dawson jumps and gets away. And everyone is now on the lead lap. Nebo unfortunately having to deal with engine damage during the last period. Lap 64 will be when safety car is an option once again. Dawson staying low and painting that yellow line. Everyone still remaining in a 2x2. There's a car ghosted down on the inside. Drift trying to find his way around and work his way back through traffic. Drift apparently picking up some damage in an incident and having to go into the pits himself. Drift and Black picking up damage during that last moment. And here comes the field around T4 as they exit T4 heading towards the front straight. Uncle Palpy is the first car to go a lap down after the restart. But the lead field is closing in rapidly on the cars that had the previous incident. Returning to 3 and 4 wide, coming down the front straight. Dragon finds himself back at the lead, but how long will that last as the field shuffles into side by side? Ghost Reaper trading with Dragon up at the front. Ghost Reaper works his way into the second gunner seat Side by side with Dragon going into turn one. Reaper, Dragon continue to trade back and forth as down the back, Fluff has made his way back into the lead lap and into the lead group. Dawson's work back down to 6, but it is all still within striking distance of the front of the field. And once again, 3 wide down the front straight. It looks like Waterfire is looking to bring himself into the fight. Waterfire brings himself down to the inside, but high in the outside line. And Ghost Reaper gets in sideways. We had 3 cars in contact, but all of them make it through and continue racing. And they have made their way around. Water is up at the front trying to make room for himself. Water has worked his way down to the inside and is side by side with Dragon, coming around the 1-2 complex with number 10 on his back bumper. But Dragon is not letting it stand. Dragon pulls himself around to the middle, but Fluff finds a line on the high side. Fluff is looking for some room as we go 3 wide through 4. There's a big wreck on the front straight. It is still green as we have not cleared. Lead cars are now making their way around to 64. The front is looking like they want to go 5 wide through the first corner, but they shuffle it back together as we have an exiting car. But Chaotic, Royally Stoned are all into the pits currently. Duke is slowly getting pulled in by Ghost Reaper, Smokey, and Silver. Dawson, due to that final incident, has found himself in a lap down The wrecking that occurred was just a little too early before green flags were available. Water, Fire, and Dragon continue to trade. "200 miles an hour down the front straight." Duke popping out and trying to leapfrog in his group, continuing to pull themselves up into that front pack. Black is right on the edge of the front group, catching up to him and ending up a lap down. Looks like there is a car in the wall. As far as how long they'll go, I think we are at about 20 laps currently for green runs. And welcome in, OJ. Thanks for the question. Checking back in up at the front of the field, Water, Fire, and Dragon continue to lead us around. The front five are staying just about a second ahead of the second group of cars, including Ghost Reaper, Smokey, and the Duke. Number 12 is looking to see if he can find a way around Ghost Reaper as JDM Culture pokes his nose on the outside. Culture slides into the third position at Aim Higher, trading back and forth with him as they pull down the straight. Culture all the way on that outside wall. Culture looking like he wants the P2 position and gets a nose ahead. Is next side by side with Dragon. It's Culture and Dragon leading us around. High on the outside, it is Fluffball trying to see if he can take the high line and find some space. But Fluff tucks his nose back down to the inside while Aim Higher keeps a very tight nose against Water, Fire's bumper. They've closed it down within a second. If things stay green, it is going to be about 10 more laps before they start looking to make a green flag stop. The second pack has closed within under a second. You're going to start seeing draft off of those front cars. You're going to start seeing draft, but are also going to start suffering the effects of aero wash. The front group is nearly 3 cars wide, so finding clean air to get that thing to stick through the corners is going to start getting harder and harder. Now, those stragglers that are a lap down are biting at the edge of trying to make something happen, trying to find themselves into a group to work their way around as well. And the group has merged. The two groups have merged. We are now on a 10 car pack up at the lead, with Waterfire and Dragon leading us up. It looks like we're going to be 4 wide. JDM taking that high line. Aim right in the front, but he will not get clear. Aim gets pushed back just a little bit. Aim down to the 3rd position as Ghost Reaper pulls alongside. It's Camry versus Camry as they fight along. Aim higher, Ghost Reaper and Dragon fight for the lead position as Smokey slides into the 4th spot right at the back. 10 cars all within less than a second of each other. Driving hard, looking to see who can hold on the longest. Green flag racing for another 5 laps. We'll start to open up. We'll start to open up a pit cycle. So we'll have to see who makes what strategic call to jump in the earliest. And Aim higher stays ahead as they come down into turn 1. And as Ghost Reaper falls down to the inside line, he takes the 1st position, and Aim is steadily moving backwards down the order, fighting himself down to 4. Aim drops it right in between Dragon and the number, I can't see, it was the American flag car. Oh, is that Chaotic? I believe that might be Chaotic that just got slotted in. They're 3 wide going into turn 1 this time. Higher on the inside line, Dragon in the middle, Ghost up high. No, it is not Chaotic. Three attempting 4 wide. Aim higher rides close on Ghost Reaper's back bumper as he drops down to the outside wall, almost collecting Dragon. I think Dragon may have had a small contact with the wall as he loses a little bit of pace. number one car.
Duke, not this time next.
Drivers are looking for
Yeah,
options.
sweet drift up and I just fucking took it out of sequence.
Hurry.
Good to American. So next time by, we're pitting.
Up at the pointy end, Reaper is falling into the back of some lap cars as he gets up to Drift, who's being followed close by the number 9. Reaper is up with only a few laps of fuel left. Drift, out of cycle, apparently did not take much fuel during his last stop, is also going to find himself struggling to get around a bit further. Number of cars are starting to check up, trying to find their space to get into the pit. Hire is in. Fluff is in. So we know Fluff stays out along with Culture. Now the undercut's going to start to pay off as these lead cars start to dive in. Or they would if Culture and Drift did not remain out. Culture looking to push just another lap longer, still having Drift with a lapping partner. Drift a lap down, but has strong pace, finds himself getting towed around with JDM Culture. Ghost Reaper and Aim Higher are out of the pits and racing hard right now. Fluff and Wes are just now getting rolling. It's going to be a race to see where they end up. Ghost Reaper is currently coming around T4 as Fluff and Wes get underway. Culture is in the pits this time. We have spinning somewhere on the track. And it looks like we are going to be red flagging due to A number of those lead cars had just come out of the pits as this incident happened. Apparently, a car exiting the pits had found itself attempting to rejoin on the banking and lost control of the car. And a lot of these drivers found themselves back onto the lead lap of this race, getting to close to about half distance. Currently, does anyone have anything better than a 43.855? .855. The Duke currently holds the fastest lap. And that's our mid-race fastest lap check. We're going to be likely going green the next time by. They start to double back up. Before we go green once again, please remember to look into our charitable cause for the evening. Share the meal, UN food provisioning program. Download the app and look into providing a donation if you are able. Links for the program can be found at the pinned message in Twitch. Ghost has control as we get ready to go green once again. Ghost has to field all cars on the lead lap once again. Ghost calls green just as he gets around the corner. Ghost hammers down. Ghost gets the hammer down immediately. LeBron finds himself in the middle of a 3-wide pack. Oh, there are 2 cars immediately off the green flag that find themselves spinning. Three cars get taken out immediately, and it is Boss, Aim, Frosted, Oh no, looks like we have a disconnect in the session. Teammates are starting to work to figure their way out to try to manage a fast lap out of this. A bunch of cars are looking to make their way back onto the field after that restart incident. 89. Cautions available again at 98.99. The packs have started to split up once again. Third pack of cars, about 5 deep, are trying to make their way together. And Silver gets down the apron and gets squirrely as he gets back up onto the track. Drift in the second pack are trying to bring them all through. Have a driver way up on the high line. Four wide up at the front. Four wide looking at. Four wide up front, 3 wide right behind. Everyone's trying to find a position. Silver keeps getting shot up to the high line. Silver Culture and the Duke tailing the lead pack of cars. Silver looking like he wants to make a move along the inside. But that front line is being taken up by Ghost Reaper. Ghost Reaper is steadily moving his way up to the front, but Fluff, Ghost, and Smoke are making a solid wall. And it looks like Fluff has finally managed to work his way up to the front of the field. Back up at the front of the field. We are several cars down. Fluff looking to make his way into that second position. Fluff and Reaper get into each other. Fluff sliding off of the yellow line. They're 4 wide coming into the fourth corner. Down on the inside, JDM Culture trying to find some pace and falls back in line into the inside group. Ghost Fluff and the Duke bring up the front of the field. This lap, cautions are back online. Everybody's trying to figure out their groups and make a pull to the end. It's good tight pack racing the whole time. 3 wide into the first corner. Oh, and the 11 car gets shot up into the outside wall. And they're all across the line. We are back under caution once again. We are back under caution as we cross into lap 100. We end up back under caution. Cars on the lead lap are getting ready to take their pit stops. Basically every car on the lead lap has gone into the pits. Every car that remained out was a lap car, so the lap cars start pulling back. Oh no, it looks like LeBron had a disconnect. The field pulls themselves back together. All cars on the lead lap at this point. Closing in to near the end of the race with 60 cars. I mean, with 60 laps remaining. PRG Black enters into the pits now. As we start getting everybody doubled back up once again. So we get ready to go green once again. Pace car is getting pulled off. Fluff Ball has the ball. Fluff calls green. Fluff gets away, but Dawson swings way low to try to close up the inside, and Dawson makes the inside. Ghost Reaper, then Silver are just in the background of the shot. Reaper pulls alongside. Frosted ends up in the wall. Dawson finds himself pulling up side by side, but Dawson will not be able to get the inside this time as Fluff shuts the door and Ghost Reaper pulls around. And up ahead, spinning, Nebo hits the wall, but is able to keep it all together, but falls out of the group that he was drafting with. Dragon, who's found himself shorted down the field, is looking to try to make his way back up to the front. Dragon, slow car on the inside. JDM and Silver go side by side into 4. Cautions are available at 114. At 114. And up at the front, Smoke and Ghost are going side by side once again, fighting for position as they get into 2 lanes. But high on that high lane, it looks like Benz is trying to find his way around. Benz takes the outside there, holding up on 3 lanes. Benz gets ahead by a nose as they get into the first corner. And folks are looking to try to make some moves to try to get themselves back into contention. But all these cars, with the exception of Uncle Palpy and Frosted, are on the lead lap. And any of them could find themselves in a strong position if another caution comes out. JDM looking to see if he can get a good slingshot down the front straight. Down to the inside, looks like there are 3 cars spinning. Dawson is able to get by, but it looks like spinning on the outside. Several pucker moments up and down the field as cars get twitchy coming out of 4. The race is starting to wear on people, but unfortunately there are no cautions available just yet. Silver, Fluff. Oh no. The 17 loses it and gets into the wall. Cars are losing it just before the option comes up. Cautions are available once again now. Dragon gets very sideways, but gets the car going once again. Chaotic gets the car going once again and blends it into that second group. There's a car high and in the wall. And it looks like we had a disconnect. And it appears UDP Drift has been DC'd. Pushing in 118. Ghost Reacher, Dawson, and AIM fighting up at the front of the field. The field has steadily spread itself back out once again. Nevo's working to try to get himself into the group, but unfortunately has lifted a bit too much and found himself sliding down the order. the 88, as he leaves the race, has gotten into contact getting down to the line. Dawson. So to say what had happened, just a note for anyone that does actually have to quit. This is actually like important. If you're going to quit, do not do it in traffic, because your car becomes solid when you quit the game for like a split second. I'm sorry, say that again. No, it does that if you like quit from, like, if you go to menu on the track. No, that's like how that happens. Oh no, I think it's you close the game, whichever one. Because he was in the pause menu and then quit, and then it turned what's his name? Boss, yeah. And some of the lead cars pull a fake stop. Lap cars are free to start getting their laps back. We're down to the final 40 laps of this race. Get ready. The race will be green flag this next time we come by. Lead lap is 123 currently, 123 going to 124. There are none. The only car that is lapped is Uncle Palpy. He's in the pits. Everybody's trying to figure out what their strategy is going to be to get down to the final, laps of this race. Field is doubling up to get ready to go green once again. getting ready to go green again.
Green.
Culture calls us green
That was
at the last moment
I made the race. I don't need to pit. Screw it. Not
at
pitting.
the pit wall.
Your fuel's gonna change again.
I'm not gonna pit. I'm gonna run
It's
it out.
4 wide into the backfield.
He's not gonna pit. That was a close one.
I am being.
Sorry about that, boy.
Smoke on your.
Smoke and water have cars on the inside of them. Black is looking to try to make a run to get by. Dawson's down to the inside, aim higher right behind him. Dawson finds himself back up at the front. We're looking like we're one stop away from the end. Silver finds himself pushed back down the order to the end. 3 wide coming through 2, getting down to the inside into 4. Someone's way up on the high line, falling down to the inside. 3, 4 wide down the front straight. Aim higher has the outside line, but Dawson is not able to get by. Aim higher drops down, blocking Dawson from making progress ahead. Aim higher comes up off the line a little bit. Dawson gets a sneak peek at the inside before aim higher drops back down again. Dawson with some wheels down on the yellow line. Dawson, Benz, and aim higher all fighting for a spot at the front of the field. Ghost Reaper looking like he wants to get in on the action too, but finds himself washed way high on the number 4 with nothing to fall in behind. Is likely going to get shoved down the order a little bit further. Looks like he has a small kiss. Running all the way down to the inside. Flirting with the pit wall as they look at the inside. It's 4 wide. Aim higher, bouncing off the inside cars. The number 11, it looks like the number 1 looks like it's up high. Side draft to get sucking cars up to the high line, bouncing them off of aim higher. Aim higher out of all that has been shuffled all the way back down to the 12th position. Dawson and Benz find themselves at the front of the field. Dawson constantly looking down way low once again. It's Fluff. Fluff finds himself all the way up to the 3rd position. Dawson locking it off, getting all the way to the front. This lead pack is absolutely not breaking up at all. Everyone after this last restart seems to want to stay on top of each other. 2 wide and 1. Boss finds himself all the way down. Stone gets his way back through. Uncle Palpy finds himself with a lap back in the midst. High side is checking up. Oh, a bunch of people get into the wall, causing a big backup, but it looks like everyone gets around smoothly. Black down to the inside. Looks like they make it through here. Four wide as we pull around once again. One more lap before the cautions can come back out, and it is already super aggressive. 4 wide as they come through turn 4. 4 to 3, getting down to the inside. Flirting with the line, and they are 4, 5 wide, 2 lines deep as we cross into 135. Cautions becoming available once again. A lot of movement on the cars in this front pack. "29 laps remaining in the race." Dawson keeps making these runs down to the inside, trying to cover the inside as they approach into turn 1 to avoid losing out big, but Dragon carries more speed through on the high line. Dawson. Front set dive in. Racer Pro finds himself alone all the way up at the front. JDM Culture trying to fight to get some track position back. The lead pack is back out of the pits, but the field is spread. Hey, Zach, how's it going? Everyone is trying to get heat back in the tires, and the track at night is going to be real hard. Everyone is trying to get as close to the front as they can. We're getting into the last 20-ish laps, 22 laps remaining now. Boss finds himself alone at the front of the field, just burning distance. The first group of cars is Benz. Boss is going to have a rough time. He's going to definitely need to make another stop soon, but it's just a matter of when he goes into the pits. But Benz, Dragon, Duke. Boss is making a very risky gamble to attempt to go for a caution stop, but everyone that's already made a stop will be getting free position. So it's lose now, lose later. But Boss wants to try to make the most of it to keep going. 3, 4 wide in the lead. Well, in the technically the second group as Boss is running alone by himself. 4 wide down the front straight. Folks are looking for options. Black dives low. Black gets to the inside of fire. Reaper gets into the door of one of the cars up ahead. Oh, and it looks like it is fire into Black's doors. 2 cars get bounced way to the outside. It looks like Fluff and another. Black steadily eating up the lead, going one after another. Black climbing the ladder for the front, but up at the front, Boss Racer just keeps putting in the laps. The fuel counter is ticking down. Three, 4 wide, spreading out down the track. Every lane has a car. 5 wide down the front straight. Who's going to make a move? Who's going to try to make something happen going into turn 1? And it's Ghost Reaper that gets the inside line. It looks like Dragon slings it all the way to the top end. Boss keeps going. We're 3 wide coming down. Boss holds on to 22 seconds ahead. Boss is almost critical right down at the end. Three wide, 2 deep coming through 4. Who's gonna make a shuffle for it? Reaper's into Dawson's door. Dawson makes a big pull down to the inside, while Benz is on the outside line getting ready to go into 1. 4 wide at the front. Benz up at the top. Reaper getting the side. It looks like three, 4 keep jostling back and forth with each other. Jostling might be my favorite word for the evening, as we're seeing 200 miles an hour through the banking going into 4. Benz finds himself pushed back down the order. We're getting close to the cutoff. Boss Racer is doing everything he can to try to save fuel to see where it puts him right at the end of this race, making a big gamble to attempt to stay out and nurse that car around to the end. As the main pack thunders their way down the start finish straight, it is Ghost Reaper, Benz, and the Duke shuffling it up at the front. Dawson is a perennial staple down on that inside line. Dawson doesn't want to let anyone else down there. Boss's lead is whittled down to 12 seconds as we get within 12 laps. Three wide heading into one with Boss, Dawson, and Benz and the Duke all within tight contention of each other. Dawson has the inside line once again, but Ben stays ahead by speed. Only 2 more laps left before the cautions can happen. Boss gets down to 7 seconds as the fighting continues. Boss is getting down to critical levels of fuel as we hit into 10 laps remaining. The fighting at the front just won't let up. Everyone at that lead group is staying right on top of each other, looking for the option when the final lap comes. Everyone trying to stage and as it happens, Boss dives into the pits. Savage disconnects as we go into the final stretch. It's anybody's race in this lead pack right now. After hitting the pits really, really late. Boss has found himself knocked all the way down to the 17th position after that pit stop. Benz is holding on to his position, not giving him any options to get by. It's getting close to the final laps. Everyone's looking to try to angle to get themselves in a position so they can strike for the win. It's been some of the closest racing we've seen all season with this front pack, not letting anyone through or letting anyone fall off. Dawson finds himself at the overall lead, followed closely by Benz. Ghost Reaper finds himself shot all the way to the front from 7th position. It is going to be dangerous for anyone to attempt to make any moves now. As you move in and out of the lines, you're losing the draft and losing pace to the cars ahead. So these cars are finding less and less options to try to make pace to get around here. Heading into 4 as we're 4 wide. Two lines once again. 2 to 3. Going into 1. And that's dangerous. Ghost Reaper gets into the back bumper of Dragon. As they start lining it up to go into 4 as we cross over into the 160s. 4 wide once again. 4 to 3. Three wide into 1. Closing this around to 161, 4 wide into 4. The lead 4 are starting to differentiate themselves from the following cars. Dragon, Reaper, Dawson, and Silver starting to separate off with a little bit of pace. Dawson bangs into Silver, sending Silver down to the runoff. Excuse me, down to the apron. Oh, Ghost is in right next to Dragon. Dragon ends up getting pinched against the wall and sent down the order. Looking like he's at least avoided damage, but has fallen way out of contention for the lead of this race. Dawson down to the inside with Benz. And the white flag is out. The white flag is out. We're on to the final lap of today's race. Dawson stays down low on that inside line, but Ghost Reaper leads the field. The Ghost Reaper, Benz, Dawson are going at it one after another. They're 3 wide as they enter into 4. Dawson, Reaper are Right as they cross the line, Ghost Reaper gets it right at the last moment. Ghost, Benz, Dawson all together right at the line. And that is the race, folks. It was a long night of hard racing, and right at the end, a number of incidents stripped off the back of the lead pack. But the perennial leaders of the race, Reaper, Benz, and Dawson, crossed the line at the lead. Our finishing order going down is Duke, Fluff, Reaper, Benz, Dawson, Duke, Fluff, PRG, Black, Frosted. That is our top 3, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed tonight's race. We're going to do a quick BRB before we get into the finishing interview to talk to folks for this evening. So we'll BRB and talk to that in just a little bit. Shit, I was muted. I just sat back down. I am just about to try to do it, but I don't have about half of folks. I think you're actually the only one. Oh, you went into mine. Oh, I was looking. Give me 1 second. Hi, my bad. I was floating by the end of the race, so I had to jump off for just a second. All right, folks. That was quite the race that we had right there at the end. So we have our winner, Ghost Reaper, along with us right now. Ghost, how are you doing?
Amazing.
That was
Absolutely amazing.
That was quite the
I,
hustle right there at the end. How are you feeling about it?
That was crazy, dude. I actually just screenshotted from my POV. I went third person right when I crossed the line, and I took a screenshot of how close it was between me and Ben's. If you can probably pull that up on your stream if you want to.
Sure. If you want to,
That's
where'd you send it?
like a splitter. I DM'd you.
Getting it right.
Literally a splitter, dude.
Ghost. Give me 1 second. Yeah, that's crazy. I had your POV up right as the line was crossing, so the folks on the stream got a chance to look at it. And Adam is saying great job. ABR gets another win right at the end. Yeah, it was crazy. I was I had swung down just to get the view right along as everyone was crossing, just to show how tight it was going to be, because I was pretty certain either something crazy was going to happen or it was gonna or it was gonna be really tight. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of really close pack racing this evening, and throughout the entire night, you were able to stay up at the front of the field. Did you have any secrets to how you're able to manage that so far?
I mean, you just gotta know who you're following and how they're driving. You know, it's just you gotta find a driver that you know is not gonna, cause a bunch of wrecks or, kill the whole pack. So if you can just find the right people to be behind and then hold your line, you should be fine.
In terms of managing the pit strategy throughout the night, how are you able to kind of like pick and choose when to go in with the folks around you? Just good communication?
Yeah, I was really just communicating with my team the whole time on what, their situation was, and whoever was in the front was going to be who decides the pit strat there. But generally we were just following everybody else when they went in.
Well, all right there. So next week is going to be the first of our road courses for the season. How do you feel about that coming up next?
A little bit nervous, honestly. I'm not the best for road courses, so we'll have to see. If I can get a top 10, I'll be happy.
Yeah, Daytona Roval isn't exactly one of the traditional places that we see these cars run, so it'll be a real interesting show to run that one.
Definitely.
Yep. And we have it feels weird to say our third place finisher, because it was a finish by if you look at the timetable in Forza, it is literally indistinguishable. It has everyone at 24:40 right at the end that was at that front group. Actually, even all the way down to the fourth position, the Duke so close in that we're talking within tenths and probably thousandths of a second of a finish. We have Dawson in such a situation. It could have literally been any of you, but it just looks like Ghost Reaper had the better speed coming out of turn 4. Dawson, any regrets about what went down tonight?
No, I don't think so. I tried to position myself in the best spot there at the end to avoid a wreck, and I did just that. But yeah, I knew going into the bottom lane on the track like that, it's not the preferred line on the straightaways. Both those cars above me are going to have a better run, so I was hoping that they would maybe get into each other and give me a chance to make a run back at them towards the start finish line, but those guys kept it clean and just wasn't able to make up that ground on the straightaway. Had the good corner speed, but yeah, trying to get back to him on the straightaway just didn't have the momentum I needed.
Practically every time we saw you going into turn 1, you had that bottom line like it belonged to you. Did you feel the most comfortable down there, or what was your reason for like camping out that bottom line every time around?
Yeah, I can control my own destiny a little bit more. Once you're in the second or third lane, you're just a little bit more vulnerable, more opportunities to be involved in a wreck. So if I got a couple cars that get a run on the outside and they were making a move on me to pass me to my outside and clear me by turn one, that's fine. I would get in line behind them, get their draft, and try and just get low again on the inside, coming up on turn four and onto the front straightaway and try and get back underneath them. So, yeah, it's pretty safe down there. Usually you're not going to get involved in a wreck like that. So, yeah, sometimes you just got to bottom feed, stay safe to get a good finish sometimes.
As we saw, the incidents that we had ended up playing a major role in how everyone's pit strategies ended up getting sort of mixed up. How did you figure out when you wanted to win or how to adjust that strategy as you got down into the end?
Yeah, well, there was a caution with about 45 or about 40 to go, and I knew we were outside the window, so I decided I'm not going to pit. There's no point in pitting. I'm just going to stay out here and then run it till my gas tank was empty, and then whatever that was, that's when I decided to pit. Maybe about 28 to go or so, and I let everybody know in the pack that I was pitting, and I got a lot of guys to follow me in, so that was very beneficial.
I think a lot is an understatement. It was basically the entire front of the field that came down with you, so it was looked like you had a really good bit of support coming in.
Yeah, I knew a couple guys were going to go with me because they were on the same strategy, but yeah, once a couple guys go in with you, and then the other guys see that, they want to follow that. So yeah, once you can get a few, you can tack on a few more and then a few more. So yeah, worked out well. I'm glad everybody was able to follow us in there and get on the same strategy. It worked out well.
Well, all right then. It was certainly one of the most exciting races that we saw to the season so far. I don't think there's any point where the lead group was made up of less than 5 cars and a solid pack the entire time. So you guys really did a lot of hard work to do all that tight racing for this 400 miler.
Yeah, definitely. The stock tuning definitely brings that up, equals the playing field, and gives everybody an equal opportunity to win. And you can see it. Nobody really can get away from the leader at any track we're going to, which is really cool. Making for some good racing. So, yeah, excited to see how it's going to go the rest of the season.
All right, then. Well, thank you very much. Any parting words you want to say for this evening?
That's it. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to drop off for now then. All right, y'all. I want to thank you for coming by and hanging out with us tonight for the Sunset Peninsula 400. It was a very, very exciting race. As you can see in the... Let me see. Is it the right hand? Yeah. As you can see from the screen capture, literally... not less than a few thousandths of a second separating these cars right at the end. A real photo finish right there. So I hope you come back for some more exciting racing. We will be back next week with Daytona. The Daytona Road Course. Not a traditional spot for these NASCARs, so it's going to be real interesting to see how they handle the transitions coming in and off of the banking. But it is going to be an exciting time next week. So look forward to seeing you. Take care. Oh, before I get off, please don't forget to support our cause for the race today. It is the Share a Meal program supported by the United Nations. If you look in the pinned comment here on Twitch and in the description on YouTube, you'll find the link to go check out the program. Please donate if you have the money. At least check out the app and see what you can do to support it. Help hungry people around the world and help fight hunger all over. Otherwise, thank you very much. I will be back tomorrow with King of the Ring for 1HOR, and then next week we'll be back with more 1HOR MCC and PPRL NASCAR racing. So until then, I hope you have a good night. Say good night.
Good night. Signal is crazy.